Kelvin and his two best friends were shooting hoops on the small basketball court of their orphanage, laughing and enjoying the game. Their fun was cut short when a group of bullies led by Ox barged in. Kelvin, never one to back down, challenged Ox to a one-on-one match, betting his favorite jersey. "Jordan, play me one-on-one for your jersey," Ox sneered. "Leave him alone," one of Kelvin's friends pleaded, but it was too late. Despite his determination, Kelvin was no match for Ox's size and strength. Ox won easily and, as a final show of dominance, tore Kelvin's jersey to shreds. Life at the orphanage wasn't easy. Mr. Biddleman, the greedy director, forced the kids to sell chocolate bars outside the Los Angeles Knights basketball stadium. It was unfair, but it came with a small silver lining. They could watch Knights games on the big screen outside the arena. Lately, though, the Knights were struggling, and so were chocolate sales. Furious, Biddleman punished the kids by taking away their TV privileges. Determined to lift someone's spirits, Kelvin approached the Knights coach one night while selling chocolates. "Want one?" he asked. The coach, amused by Kelvin's confidence, handed him $20. "How about I get you some tickets for Sunday's game?" Kelvin's eyes widened. "Really?" Back at the orphanage, Ox mocked him. "No one wants to adopt older kids like us," he sneered. "People only want babies." Kelvin ignored him, but his spirits lifted when Sister Teresa brought in a box of donated items, including an old pair of sneakers. When he tried them on, they fit perfectly. Inside the tongue, he noticed the initials MJ. It can't be. Michael Jordan? Excited, Kelvin shared his theory, but Ox laughed and threw the sneakers onto a power line. That night, determined to get them back, Kelvin climbed a tree during a thunderstorm while his friends, Reggie and Murphy, watched nervously. Just as he grabbed the shoes, a bolt of lightning struck, seemingly charging them with magic. The next day, Ox discovered Kelvin's Knights tickets and tried to blackmail him. Thinking fast, Kelvin bribed him with an extra ticket to keep quiet. At the game, the Knights were down by 12 points, and their financial troubles loomed over them. At halftime, a lottery gave one lucky fan the chance to play one-on-one against Tracy Reynolds, the Knights' star player. "Some lucky fan will get a shot against Tracy Reynolds," the announcer boomed. To Kelvin's shock, his ticket was drawn. Ox tried to snatch it, but Kelvin outsmarted him and confidently stepped onto the court. Slipping on his magical sneakers, Kelvin whispered, "I want to be like Mike." The moment the ball hit his hands, he sank a three-pointer, then stunned the crowd by dunking. The stadium erupted in cheers, but back at the orphanage, Mr. Biddleman, too busy playing chess, missed the entire spectacle. Kelvin's performance caught the attention of the Knights' management. Frank, a team representative, approached Biddleman with an offer, $5,000 for Kelvin to sign a one-day contract with the team. "Perhaps an extra $25,100 might ease your worries?" Biddleman, seeing dollar signs, agreed. Kelvin was thrilled. His sneakers really were magical. But Ox overheard and began plotting to steal them. Kelvin soon realized his role on the team was more for publicity than playtime. However, during a timeout, he surprised the coach with sharp observations about the game. Impressed, the coach subbed him in, but there was a problem. Kelvin had left his sneakers in the locker room. Panicking, he faked a bathroom break, sprinted to retrieve them, and rushed back onto the court. With his sneakers laced up, he dazzled the crowd, helping the Knights secure a much-needed win. Later, Biddleman revealed a clause in Kelvin's contract. While playing for the Knights, he would be Kelvin's legal guardian. The dream of being adopted slipped further away. On a road trip, the coach assigned Tracy to room with Kelvin, hoping they'd bond. But Kelvin's boundless energy tested Tracy's patience, especially when he ordered a mountain of room service. Despite the chaos, Kelvin's presence lifted the team's spirits. Fans adored him, and even NBA stars who once mocked him now lined up for his autograph. With his earnings, Kelvin bought electric scooters for the orphanage kids, sparking jealousy in Ox. Meanwhile, Biddleman tightened his grip, seeing Kelvin as a goldmine. One day, while running an errand with Tracy, Kelvin brought up his father. "I wish I had one," he admitted. Distracted by a flirty pharmacist, Tracy accidentally took sleeping pills instead of allergy meds. He dozed off at the wheel, but Kelvin managed to steer them to safety. Their bond deepened. Tracy helped Kelvin overcome his fear of the dark, and even tutored him in geometry using basketball plays. Meanwhile, a wealthy family expressed interest in adopting Kelvin, but Biddleman manipulated him, planting doubts. The orphanage kids didn't help either, introducing him to a parade of ridiculous potential parents, actors, soldiers, even a group of hippies. Disheartened, Kelvin confided in Tracy at his mansion. "The family wasn't what I expected, and I've got a geometry test I'm definitely gonna fail," Tracy reassured him. "The right parents will come along." Turning his mansion into an impromptu classroom, Tracy used basketball plays to explain geometry. Their study session ended in a playful paint fight, bringing them closer than ever. As the Knights neared the playoffs, Biddleman grew desperate. He convinced Ox that Kelvin's sneakers were the source of his talent. Together, they plotted to steal them. To keep them safe, Kelvin gave the sneakers to Murphy, but Murphy couldn't resist trying them on. As soon as he laced up, he whispered, "I want to be like Mike." But the magic overpowered him, sending him tumbling. Biddleman's goons cornered Murphy, burning a cherished photo of his mother to scare him into revealing the sneakers' hiding place. With the real sneakers stolen, Biddleman swapped them for a cheap, ordinary pair, ensuring Kelvin's failure at the next game. At dinner with the wealthy family, Kelvin struggled to fit in. Meanwhile, Biddleman placed a massive bet against the Knights, confident that Kelvin, without his magic sneakers, would fail. Murphy, panicked, called Kelvin. "Murph, slow down. What are you saying?" "I told them about the sneakers, and the game starts in 20 minutes. Realizing the sneakers in his bag were fake, Kelvin raced to the orphanage. There, the kids confronted Biddleman. Even Ox, fed up with his manipulation, switched sides. "You're part of our team, not his," Kelvin reminded him. Enraged, Biddleman insulted Ox, who, in turn, revealed the safe's combination. Sneakers in hand, Kelvin and the kids sped to the stadium on scooters, dodging Biddleman's hired thugs. Just in time, Kelvin burst onto the court. The Knights were down by 21 points. Tracy convinced the coach to put Kelvin in. With his sneakers, Kelvin worked his magic until, in the final moments, they tore apart. Panicked, he confessed to Tracy. "It was never me. It was always the sneakers." Tracy placed a hand on his shoulder. "It was never just the sneakers. Show them what you're made of." Summoning every ounce of skill and determination, Kelvin helped clinch the game-winning shot. The crowd chanted his name. Afterward, Tracy arrived at the orphanage with the Knights and a life-changing announcement. "Kelvin, Murphy, if you'll have me, I'd like to adopt you." For the first time, Kelvin felt like he truly belonged. And as for Biddleman, he disappeared, his debts catching up to him. The orphanage, now sponsored by the Knights, thrived without him. Thanks for watching, guys. Kindly subscribe to Movie Matrix for more interesting movie recaps. Also like and share. See you in the next movie.